Afternoon, everyone. Welcome back to the Rectory Living Room for a new video presentation that we were making. We chose a season of Lent because Lent is a time of intense renewal of our spirits and of our discipleship of Jesus Christ and of our commitment to living out the faith here at our parish. So that's why we chose a season of Lent. So welcome to the great season of Lent. Welcome to an intensification of our spirit and of our community. Hopefully we'll come out on the other side of Lent refreshed and renewed by the resurrection of Jesus Christ. A few things we like to note for sure is that we have lots of things going on in Lent. I'll be talking about that later under activities during Lent. But one of the phenomena we've noticed is that the Mass attendance is increasing. And that's a great thing. It's a wonderful thing. The bishops, about a year ago, asked that we gather the community together and re-engage the parishioners in an active participation at the parish campus, at the parish grounds, at the church. In an effort to do that, you'll notice that we have cut down the live streaming. We may even cut it back further. Right now we're doing the 5 and the 11. We have cut down the 9 and the 6. Whether that accounts for folks coming back or not, but the whole point is to encourage you to participate in the Sunday liturgy, the liturgy of the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ as a community. And that's something that's very difficult to do when we're watching at home on the video. Unless we absolutely have to, illness or some other thing blocks us from getting to share with our brothers and sisters our common faith, then we would encourage you to return to church. Get back into the halls of the church. Last week was the first week that we actually hit pre-COVID levels. And we're delighted by that. So maybe the lack of live streaming is helping people to get back to humanity and back to their, the community. We've become too isolated, many are feeling in this sociological world, that we're too much individuals and not enough community, parish, nation, so forth and so on. So as we make this video, George is telling me that he wants me to go on and speak about volunteers in the parish and some of the things that have come up. Since COVID, of course, occurred, a lot of the volunteers who were active before COVID have dropped off. I wanted to first speak to them and to let you know that we miss you and that we do need you. So please, if you can re-engage in your ministries, what was it, lecturing, Eucharistic ministering, ushering, catechetical teaching, whatever it may have been, please think about re-engaging. And to call out for new volunteers, especially of the younger families in the parish, to begin to offer that sacrifice of self to the parish. And this will help us replace a growing problem that we have, is that the aging out of our current volunteers. It wasn't just COVID that put a stop to it. It was also that folks are growing older. They're hitting their 80s and their 90s. You'll notice that when you come to church that many of those who are ushering, the men and women who are ushering, are well into their 80s, and not a few of them are in their 90s already. So please consider volunteering or re-engaging if you haven't. We do need ministers to get out, ministers in the Eucharistic ministers, lectors, adoration of the Blessed Sacrament on First Fridays, and to attend the First Saturday Rosary. We need ushers. We need new members for the Knights of Columbus, new members for the Ladies Guild, a catechist for religious education, a team to be put together for the annual Christmas concert is going to have to take up. Someone who may wish to lead a Bible faith sharing group other than the men's group on Saturday morning, but one that would be open to an evening experience. Doesn't have to be, I mean, the minister themselves would determine the amount of time and frequency. We need people to help with the Father English and Eva's Villa's chili making and collection of food, people to get on the Respect Life Committee. And there's one very special committee I'd like to speak about because I've heard quite a bit about it, and that is the parish picnic. Why did we stop the parish picnic? Well, we didn't. COVID happened, and we had to, of course, during the COVID years, not have the parish picnic. We weren't allowed to. But as soon as we were allowed to, we did have a parish picnic. Unfortunately, it rained like cats and dogs. But a few things about the parish picnic. And most of the folks, believe it or not, setting up and breaking down tables and chairs, buying the food, are in their mid-70s to their mid-80s. And it was just becoming too much for them. And that's the real problem with the parish picnic, is that I can't get a committee together. I can't get people who will be willing to commit. All the footwork is done for you. Where we buy the food, how to figure out how much to order of the food. We've moved it up to the back of the school so that we have the ball field available. Actual bathrooms with running water will be available. In case of rain, we can move it inside. We'll be set up for inside. I tried to enhance it with hiring a clam man, a guy to come and shuck clams, and everyone seemed to appreciate that. But the attendance was simply not there. And of course, the committee said that would be their last year doing it. And I couldn't get a committee together. So if anyone is interested in having a parish picnic, you can call the office. I would need at least 5 to 6 very dedicated people, because there's aspects of food, aspects of setup, aspects of cleanup, aspects of the children to be entertained, all that sort of thing. You need at least 5 or 6 members, and then a core around that has to be developed. That's what has brought an end to our parish picnic, is that simply they aged out. They're very, very dedicated, wonderful people, and they gave it one last shot, and then I couldn't get anyone to make a dedication to it. So that is a problem with the volunteers. So again, we'd all love to have the parish picnic, and there's no reason we shouldn't have it, except we need the help. All right, so this would be part 2. We're going to do this video in segments, we're hoping, because the other topics were a bit large. A simple welcome to Lent, welcome to renewal of our commitment to the community and participation in the community was our hope, and to draw out, if possible, that energy from a new crowd of folks to step up for an aging crowd of volunteers, or to join those who aren't aging out but who do need assistance, the Eucharistic ministers, the catechists, and all that. They are always in need of additional people to commit to those ministries. Now I'd like to talk about some of the activities going on during Lent, though, to help us strengthen our spirit. First, I would like to say that we have adoration and reconciliation of the Blessed Sacrament every Monday evening. So normally it's on a first Friday. We've added it on Monday evenings from 7 to 8:30. It's both. I've noticed that folks come just for the adoration. Many take advantage of coming for confession, and some do both. Both come for confession and stay for adoration. It's simply up to you, if you wish to do it, to take advantage of that. It's a wonderful time. We have beautiful music playing. The chapel is quiet. There's nothing going on, and it's a great advantage. The reconciliation part is always, of course, something that is like tonic, renewing your spirit, flushing out the old and bringing in a fresh wind of the Holy Spirit there in the sacrament of reconciliation. Then on Tuesdays we would have the gospel reflections, and they seem to be going quite well. Small attendance, but those in attendance are, what I'm hearing, the feedback is that they're loving it. They're loving a chance to speak with other parishioners about their own thoughts on the gospel of Sunday. And what they do is they take the gospel for the Sunday that will be coming. which is interesting because they will have their own thoughts as they go to Mass and then hear a homily from Father Ed or myself and maybe see something jibe or want to say, this is what I was thinking when I went through the Gospel. But it's a wonderful experience for those that are in attendance, and I would like to encourage that also. It's 7 p.m. You can speak, you can listen, you can do both. There's no commitment there as far as having to say something. But there are lots and lots of wonderful and beautiful thoughts in the hearts of our parishioners on the Gospels of our Lord Jesus Christ, and they're being shared on Tuesday evenings, and that is at 7 p.m. in the chapel. We also are going to have another community gathering event that was again reinstated right after we were allowed to, right after the COVID, and that's the St. Patrick's, St. Joseph dinner dance. A great time to get together, see some of the parishioners you hadn't seen, bring some of your family and friends with you for a wonderful meal, some music, some dancing, and just some camaraderie, general community gathering. One of the things we would like to do is have these community gathering events. Again, it does take a lot of effort, but that team is still in place and willing to run it again. And please support that if you can. Buy your presents, and that'd be wonderful. And then we have that very special exposition of the Shroud of Turin that was gifted to the parish. And it's a wonderful, wonderful, detailed museum quality exposition on the burial cloth of Jesus Christ, and I will be giving guided tours to help walk you through a bit of the history of it, a bit of the scientific studies behind it, and then a bit of the image. What are you looking at? What are the salient points as you look at the Shroud of Turin? What exactly might you miss where you're not being given a bit of a guided tour? So just to wrap up, this segment is just to wrap up. First of all, I want to thank all of you for your continued support of Jesus Christ's mission in the world. Not of me, but of Him. Of His presence, of His redeeming presence in the world, of His Word that gets out through the Sunday liturgies and through the other events and activities we have here at the parish. That is of an inestimable value. Your support of myself has been right from the start, and I appreciate that. But more importantly is our common journey in our faith as disciples of Jesus Christ, and I want to thank you for that, mostly. I want to also take a brief moment to apologize if there are any glitches in the video. I told George, who's helping me make this video, that I want it as natural as possible. Like I'm talking to you off the cuff, although I do have some notes here, but bullet points or whatever. But I want it to be as natural as possible. So there may be some choppiness to it, some not clarity to it. Give me a call. We'll have a cup of coffee here at the rectory and talk about things. Yeah, that'd be wonderful. So, and then get you ready for Easter. Welcome you to the Easter sacraments. Remember that it's Holy Thursday at 8, Good Friday at 3, Holy Saturday at 8, and then the usual Easter Sunday Masses, our usual Mass schedule, 7:30, 9, and 11. And please, please, if you could, bring that member of the family who never comes, or invite that friend, or pick up that neighbor, and bring them along, because nothing, I think, is more important than getting together as a community to celebrate our hope in Jesus Christ.